Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Code with the Italians and the French. Our guest, our guest today is Vadim. Hi, Vadim. Welcome.
Hello. Thank
So,
you.
the reason why Vadim is with us today is because I had been we have been trying to improve our splash screen when the application starts. But we were having some problems because of the way we need to structure things and the way the navigation library works, sort of also tied together with the way Compose works. So Ivan was like, "Oh yeah, it doesn't work. Fine, whatever. I'll just not do anything about it." And I was like, "Wait, I know the guy that created that library in Android X. So hey, Vadim, thank you for
Hello. Yeah,
coming."
sure. I mean, I only wrote the bug. So
Yeah, well, I
the
mean,
features, of
I
course.
only break the code when we code live, so that's fine. You can actually testify that when we tried to do this last week, because obviously we had no idea where to start, I didn't break too many things, which is surprising.
Yeah, we came from not knowing anything to having something working, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and I kept all the bugs for today, of course. So
Thank you.
okay,
So how's
Ivan.
everybody doing? Let's do a bit of recap from subscriptions and subscriber point of view. Thank you all of you for the support. Things are moving forward. We have a new goal, and we have more supporters lately. People that joined the Telegram group, the Discord group through the subscription. I want to remind you that you can support the stream in a multitude of ways as you feel fit. You can donate on coffee. You can buy our swag on our store. You can subscribe. We also added, if you are more like a YouTube person, if you watch this as a VOD, you will see that there is a new join icon close to the subscribe icon because we enabled memberships. They are similar to the one on coffee, so everything is transparent. But if you are more comfortable with the YouTube subscription, you can support us on YouTube. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can support us on Twitch because you can connect your Amazon and your Twitch account because Bezos bought everything. I mean, that's what he does, and he's also very generous. So you can subscribe for free every month to a Twitch channel if you have an Amazon Prime subscription. So just give it a shot. You can. I'm gonna post a link in the chat. You can connect the account, and you will see a new subscribe with Prime blue button on our Twitch homepage. The usual thing, we are gonna run giveaways during this episode. So if you're a subscriber, you're gonna get one of, oh, thank you
Thank you.
for the gift. You are gonna get one of those fancy holo stickers together with the classic angry pizza sticker. Look at this bad boy here, love it. We also have, so you can buy these stickers on coffee, or you can win them as a giveaway during the stream. What else? I guess we are ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's probably all there is to it. So maybe Vadim, you want to introduce the library you worked on?
Sure, I can introduce that. So let's start with the beginning, which is Android 12. We've been working on a new feature, which is a splash screen. There are already splash screen before, and many wrong way to do splash screen, and some good ways, but not really well documented. Only like a low number of applications were actually using the splash screen the right way. So what we did is we created a platform implementation of the splash screen that you can see on Android 12 with some nice animation, also supporting animated icon, so animated vector travel. We can go back to that later. But anyway, this splash screen also needed some backport, and that's what we did with the core splash screen library in Android X. We wanted to try to replicate as much as we can the Android 12 splash screen on previous platform. So that works pretty well from API 23 to API 30, yeah, and then 31 is Android 12. So that's the story of the library, and actually it's in beta 1 today. Should be announced. It's not already.
We
That's
continue.
a nice coincidence.
We continue our tradition of coincidentally streaming things about libraries that like get bumped up in the
So
seniority,
basically,
stability?
we are the unofficial pre-stable
Yes.
announcement channel for Google libraries. So if something is a bit shaky, it's for us. When it's stable, there is the official channel. We live on the edge. I love it.
Hopefully, it should be quite stable for beta. It's been in alpha for a few months, so we'll see.
I'm kidding. Well, I mean, if something comes up, Sebastiano is gonna just open an issue on the issue tree, and we can point you to the video moment where things were like, oh, you can fix this. I don't have a specific repro repository, but this is the video. So that's very
that's the best kind of bugs. It's kind of bugs.
I mean, like you can see not only what doesn't work, but you can also see what we're doing, what didn't work, what we tried. So turns out streaming stuff on like live is a great way to do bug reports. Also,
maybe we should shift to a streaming kind of bug tracker. That would be nice. A little more time consuming though.
Yeah, true. But on the other hand, I save a lot of time when I report bugs. I'm like, yeah, go to this repository, clone this commit, look at the video this time. That's what's going wrong.
Yeah, let's try that. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so when I tried, I struggled. Because I want to give you just a bit of let's say backstory. So splash screen for me in my apps were always like, okay, I don't need it because I just want to go into the app, so I don't mind, or I need to do stuff before I go into the app, like prefetching remote config or any kind of prefetching that usually the iOS app is always doing, right? Because you know how those iOS app they are just one entry point, they prefetch the shit out of everything, and now the app is so fast when it when I load the profile, super fast, because you just loaded 10 minutes ago. So those were my two kind of scenarios, and to achieve the iOS version of it, most of the time it was like a splash screen activity where you have like a whole word in it, and then you have a flag or some sort that you just navigate to the next screen, that kind of, and then all hell breaks loose when the app gets killed in background and try to restart the app from the second activity, and nothing works anymore because shit hit the fan very quickly. So
right,
splash screen has always been like a very tricky topic, and everybody, as you say, does it differently.
Yes. It's good to know that you struggle as well. I think we can talk about UX of splash screen first. I don't know if that would make sense.
Yeah,
and then
sure.
Talk about because like you said a lot of interesting things. So like splash screen is here to load stuff. And then there's all kind of loading you can do in the splash screen. You can do local loading, you can do network loading, you can just check whether it's the first time the user uses the application and then route him to whatever activity. Or you have a single activity app, and then you don't really care because you have like an in-app navigation system. So first thing I want to say is don't do network call during the splash screen. That's not made for that, right? Like the main point of the Android 12 splash screen is that it launches right when you tap the launcher icon, and you have something displayed until the process is ready to, and the app is ready to draw. So there were always this small latency between the touch and the application drawing if you don't implement a splash screen. So yeah, that's what's happening on Android 12. What we do is just the system UI takes over the splash screen, so we don't need to wait for your application process. And while your process is turning on, system UI shows the splash screen, and as soon as your app is drawing, we remove the splash screen, and tada, we're good. So I just said a very important thing here is that as soon as your app draw, the splash screen is removed, which means that we are not taking any time on the application process to display the splash screen. It doesn't delay your application start. And you should not do anything to delay your application start, like network operation during lunch. That was like the first main point. So I can continue like doing that, or you want to comment on that?
So,
I know.
well,
Should I do a monologue?
So no. But I appreciate the Ivan, you're holding it wrong, but and probably the main use case of the library is something that they pointed out in the chat, right? It's more like a branding thing that happens instantly when you click the icon, and that's fair. That's fair, and that's definitely something that in a well, there is a place from a branding point of view for that, and I appreciate that. But my question is, at that point, it's more like we are going architectural right away. But how would you do, let's say, the remote config A/B testing kind of thing before you land into the actual app, right? Because that's my main problem in a scenario where I cannot do anything in the splash screen.
Okay, so ideally, I mean, like, no, we're going in a harder area for me because you're more a mobile developer than I am. I develop, but I mean, I have some like suggestion, and you'll tell me if I'm totally out of the place here. But one thing is just to, I mean, you have a default config that you launch, and then while the app is running, you fetch your A/B testing, your config so for the next launch, it's ready, and you can just fetch it locally. That would be one option. I mean, the issue is that if you do any remote operation during the splash screen, while the splash screen is showing, and you don't have any network there, then you just ANR on the splash screen, which is quite annoying for the user. Of course, you can mitigate that on the app side, but yeah, the idea would be to do that beforehand, or you don't use a splash screen, use another activity where you actually tell the user what's happening, like loading configuration, and if that's really something you need, you create some loading screen after the splash screen.
Okay.
So we can go into that later, like how to transition between the splash screen and the loading screen once we have like some code.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before we switch to the code,
Thanks.
I think it's very important to point out that, as you said, like you don't want to do any long-running code on your splash screen, and you also probably don't want to put like a minimum splash screen duration either. Like your splash screen should be visible only for the time it needs. Nobody wants to see your logo on screen longer than it's strictly necessary.
Exactly. Just your PM.
I mean, maybe the designers, I don't know. But I think
it's common. Yeah, it's common to want this branding moment. But I think it's important for the user that the app launches as fast as possible. That's what we care most about, and that's why the Android 12 splash screen is there. It's because what we care is for the app to launch fast and for the UI to react fast.
Okay, fair enough. So baby steps.
So should we get to the code?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try that.
Code.
Yes,
I'm reading the chats, buddy. I think I feel on a boat.
That's Hugo. So you're Captain Vadim now.
Yes, Captain Vadim. If I get seasick during the stream, please.
Hi,
That'd be good
Captain.
for-
Oh, Captain. Okay, so I think what we can do is I don't know if it's going to be visible on the stream. I'm going to try, but I want to show what happens when you start the application from scratch now. So I'm going to put the app on the main screen. This is Android 12. So yeah, you can see that there was a brief flash of like a off-white screen with the white app icon on top of it. And then we showed our own splash screen, which is not a great thing to do. Also because, as Vadim was saying, like you don't want to have like to show logos for logging there than needed. The main reason why we have a splash screen is because we are using the navigation library. So the navigation library, unfortunately, requires that you have like a start destination that is always the same. So what we used to have something in here that would wait for the data store preferences to be loaded, and then based on that it would decide whether we show the onboarding or we show the main activity, which is the one that you're seeing now. That wasn't very good. It kind of broke in different ways, and it's not a supported scenario by the navigation library, unfortunately. So what we need to do is we need to have something that is always the initial state, that is always the start destination. So what we do here is in our navigation host, we say, okay, you always start from the splash screen route. Now, the name of this is long because rightly so, Lint complains if you have a splash screen, as a destination, it will say, oh, you shouldn't really use splash screen. You should use Vadim's library instead. No pressure, Vadim.
Not at all. That's my job.
So the blue screen with the icon that you could see was our splash screen, and that's like this exists here for that reason. If you look at the splash screen graph, it is a composable which has it sets the system UI blue at the top and at the bottom, and it's a box that fills the entire screen and contains just the image that is the icon for the launcher. And it immediately starts a launched effect to load the preferences. So the first time you ask something, data store will load the preferences from disk, but this might be slow because it's disk IO. So the whole point why we have this is that we need to wait for this value to be available. And unfortunately, this takes time. It can take a long time or a short time. When we were testing last week with Vadim, we saw that could be pretty much instantaneous if you just close the app and restart it. So if I do this and reopen the app, you barely see it. It just flashes half a second, but doesn't really take much time. And it does have a minimum delay of 250 milliseconds. Again, something you shouldn't really do. But we put it there.
Hey, branding.
Yeah, we put it there because the project manager decided that it was necessary that we show our icon.
How are people gonna know that they're using our apps if they don't see our logo when the app starts?
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't definitely tell from the icon being up here or something.
No, Sebastiano, no. That's not how you earn your promotion. Okay, that's it. Just drop it.
Yeah,
okay?
sorry, I'll cut it off.
So let's go back to the code.
So yeah, we have this this structure here, and whenever the loading is completed, then we know what the actual start destination should be, if it is the main screen or the onboarding. And we have this very cute callback that is on pizza ready. And then that is essentially just navigating to the correct route. And so that's the scenario we're in. Now, what we're going to do first is we are going to set up the navigation stuff. I think the first thing to do will be to add the dependency. So we want the TOML file. And I want...
Yes, if you are wondering what the fuck, we are cool kids with the TOML file.
Oh yeah, of course we are. So
I discovered that with you last week, and it's impressive. Pretty cool.
I mean, we're maintaining the only TOML file for the whole Android community.
Yeah.
This is the copy paste TOML file, because we are using all the libraries. Sebastiano is keeping it updated to every latest version, so you don't need to do anything else. Just go to our repo, just copy paste it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Then you're done.
It looks like the beta 1 is not out yet, so we're going to use alpha 2 for now. And we are going...
Or if you have a AAR, we can use your AAR
I mean...
from your machine.
I mean...
You can send me the file via Skype if you want.
Yeah. So
I can type the code directly into Skype.
I mean, if you want, I can give you access with Code with me, so you can just type stuff in, but up to you.
Mark is suggesting the Android dev snapshot, whatever.
Yeah, but
snapshot yet, because it's one. I mean, I think snapshot is only when it's released at least once, or I mean, there is some kind of, or maybe it is with beta. I don't know. But it wasn't until there.
I think it might be because Glance was in the snapshots first, but it's fine. We tested it with the Alpha 2. We know it works with the Alpha 2. Let's not break it.
I mean, at least I know the bugs of Alpha 2, and they should be fixed. So let's do Alpha 2, and you can say, hey, that is fixed.
Perfect. That sounds perfect.
I like it.
Okay, so we need to sync this, and then we want to add to the build file the dependency, which is going to be somewhere around here. As soon as the sync is done, that's fine. Don't worry. It's all normal. Everything is red all the time. I think we're just used to it at this point.
If you know somebody at JetBrains who can not make it red, that would be nice.
Yeah, I think I do. I think I do. Yeah, I think it's gonna stay red.
So if you complain about splash screen, can I complain about IntelliJ? Like for every complaint for splash screen, I get one complaint, or maybe two on IntelliJ.
Sure. I'm probably going to say file an issue for every complaint you have, just like you would do for splash screen. I mean, it's only fair. It's only fair. Okay, so we have added our dependency. What next? What do we do?
What do we do? Well, even if you're in Compose, we need to stay in the old world of resources, XML resources. So first thing you want to do is to create a new theme for your splash screen.
So I already have, I think, a theme somewhere. Yeah, maybe here. Themes. There you go. Yeah. Is this not okay?
Awesome. That is, you can keep this one. We're going to need it right after, but just create a new one. And you can name it as you want, like bundle.theme.starting, or could be nice. Captain, I like it. And now I'm famous.
Does this need a parent or that one?
You can set theme.splash screen, and I'll can talk more about that after. Let's make it work first.
So Android Studio saw Vadim and automatically put splash screen to the top of the list. I like to think that's how it's working.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I still know some people in the Android Studio team, and I have my ways. Nice. Right. So what we need is, I mean, the most important attribute is the window splash screen animated icon.
Okay.
Cool. And then you set any drawable you want. When I say any, there is a little asterisk. Like, don't use your launcher icon directly, and I'll explain why. Or maybe do, and we'll see how it breaks.
Oh wait,
I don't know,
you know the MIP? You mean the MIP one, MIP map one, like this one, the adaptive item.
Yeah, I mean, you can try the adaptive icon, and we can see why it doesn't work, and I can explain why, or we can go directly.
Yeah, let's break things so Mark is happy.
Let's break things. Okay, and the other thing you want to set, not mandatory, but I recommend it, is to set the post splash screen theme attribute.
Okay.
And you set it to whatever theme you actually want to use. So in that case, bundle.theme.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so first step is done. Second step is to actually say that you want to start with the theme on your manifest.
Okay, so I'll go to my manifest and I need to change this, right?
Yes, and you set it to
Captain Vadim.
Captain Vadim. Perfect.
I love this so much.
We have a question when you have time. Somebody in the chat is asking a question.
Yeah. What is it? Should we do it right now, or I mean?
I'm gonna run it.
Yeah,
let's see how it breaks.
Okay, let's. It won't work, but we forgot one step. But let's see. So Mark is saying, you said that you shouldn't make network calls from the splash screen. How about integration with the Jetpack startup library? Should you kick that off from the splash screen? Well, I have no idea. That's the main thing. Like, I never use the Jetpack startup library, but that's something we could investigate. And like, please, like, send us feature requests. Actually, yeah, I'm talking with some people in the Jetpack team to actually have better integration. But what I really wanted for the splash screen library is to be very lightweight, so like everybody could just add it without thinking about weight of the APK. So it has absolutely no dependency on anything. If we do, I mean, maybe we'll need to add some kind of cross dependency for this kind of integration.
Yeah, you were faster than Gradle.
What do you say?
You were faster answering than Gradle was building, even though we were just running the app a second ago.
Gradle was slow. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have 12 cores and 64 gigs of RAM. Makes your builds fast. Okay. So I think it died or something because I haven't seen anything.
Yes, probably. Yeah, you're probably using an app compat activity, right?
I think so.
So, which is so the reason why it crashes because you're not using an app. Yeah, so I can tell you the error message. It is that you're not using an app compat theme. So that's where we need to go into the third step of setting up the splash screen, which is going into your main activity here.
Yep.
And but just before us, yeah, sorry.
No, please. I don't want to. Sorry to interrupt.
So just before super on create, you call install splash screen.
So I'm wondering. I actually don't know. This is like a very naive question, but using Compose, do we need app compat activity, or we can just use activity? Do you know, Sebastiano, Vadim, chat?
I mean, usually I mean, if you can use a Jetpack library, use a Jetpack library because like, we can update bugs more easily than on the platform. So it's always better to use Jetpack.
My approach would be the same. So
what do we have?
I mean, besides breaking Crashlytics, which is fine, it did show something. So if I kill it and reopen it, you can see our splash screen more than anything else. You don't really see the Vadim's splash screen.
Well, it's fast. Good. You can slow down your app and then we can see.
But is it
or we can use some API.
Is the problem because we set content and then it does like it starts drawing and then the splash screen goes away immediately?
Exactly, yeah, because as soon as you start drawing, so there are multiple ways to prevent an app from drawing, but like as soon as the app draws, the system gets the signal that it should remove the splash screen. Actually, we have a question which is the error reported properly? Yes, it's the app compat error that is the same as when you don't set a theme. I mean, there is no like specific splash screen error though, because the thing is, if you don't call install splash screen, we have no entry point into the application, so we cannot report any error.
Okay.
But if you call install splash screen and you don't set the right theme, then you get the right error.
We have, like I've commented out the set content. I didn't see any splash screen though. So
yeah, because I mean, like if you don't set any content and you don't prevent your app from drawing at all, I think it uses a window background probably. I'm not sure exactly.
But you were saying that using the adaptive icon would break. How like?
Oh yeah, I mean, like if you look at the icon, I mean, it doesn't break it. It breaks the UI. I know. Maybe what we can do is do like a just display the splash screen for longer, and we can see how it goes. So maybe just go in your main activity. We can set can prevent the app from drawing. So install splash screen also returns a splash screen object. So you can use this one, and then you can set the keep on screen condition, the keep visible condition, and then you put a lambda and then you put a true. So while the keep visible condition, so this condition is evaluated at every frame. Under the hood, it uses a pre-draw listener. So we're just using existing mechanism here. And as long as the pre-draw listener returns false, then the app doesn't draw. So in that case, I just reversed the condition to make it clear that we want to keep the splash screen visible.
Yeah, I think this is the splash screen right now.
Okay, so what do we have here? We have nothing. Cool.
Yeah.
Why? Can we
dark mode?
Oh, maybe because it's maybe no, I don't think so.
Could it be because we're targeting Android 12?
Oh no, I think it's because it's a MIP map. Should be a drawable though.
Yeah, so this you said would break. So let's try and use this instead.
Okay.
Like the icon thing. Let's see. Nope.
Nope. Okay, that's where we enter the debugging mode. No, what could be wrong?
So walk me through this again. So I go to the manifest and I set up a theme, a specific theme.
Yep.
Then that is like extending the splash screen. This comes from the library, right?
Yeah, it comes from the library.
Okay. Okay.
So let's can you set what is your foreground icon just to be sure that we have something? Okay, that. What color does it use? FFF.
Yep.
Right. And
okay. Fabio is suggesting something in the chat.
When launching the app from understood, a new system splash screen is not shown. There's a bug in the issue tracker. You need to use the launcher.
Right.
By the way, I love the idea of an issue tracker in the sense that a tracker that drives the truck. Aha!
Yes.
Look at that.
Thank you.
Fuck me. Thank you, Fabio. Wow.
Nice. Okay. This is more what I would expect.
This bug won't be fixed right away. Unfortunately, it can't be fixed right away. We need to wait for the next that formula is.
But can you launch? No, because there is no. I was like Gradle, but no, it's too.
No, I mean I'm still looking for a workaround. Like if anybody has an idea. I mean like what happened here? Right? Okay, I can tell a little story behind that. So by default, the splash screen doesn't show. I mean, but the launcher sets a special flag that lets the splash screen that shows the splash screen, which is why we don't. I mean, if you open like a deep link, for example, we don't see any splash screen, or if you run from Studio, sorry, then it runs using instrumentation or like ADB, and then it considers as a launch from another app and not a launcher. So yeah, there is not much I can do here. unless somebody comes with an idea, I will just continue investigating anyway.
Yes.
Cool.
Sebastian, now I have a curiosity.
Yes.
If you restore the MIP map, and then you try to run the app again from the launcher, does it work?
I am trying right now.
Out of curiosity.
Close it now. Yeah.
Okay, so now it's even themed. No, it's not themed because
That's
probably
just
the icon is okay.
But it's cute
works.
that it puts a circle around it. I think that's nice.
Yeah. So every I mean the icon is masked using the system mask. So like if your phone has a squircle, it will be a squircle here. So why you shouldn't use the adaptive icon here is that the adaptive icon is already masked. So basically, if you use an adaptive icon on the splash screen, you mask your icon twice, and then it's too cropped. So
what do you mean super mask?
Super mask, yeah.
Super mask.
The mask man.
It's a double mask. Okay,
and
so
maybe
you
I mean I don't know.
stick to a drawable basically. So what you're suggesting
like
is just plain drawable.
I mean, mipmap is fine. Mipmap is fine. Just don't use an adaptive icon. Like the recommendation from API 26 is to use adaptive icon for the launcher. So if you have that, then you should use just the foreground of your adaptive icon, and then you set the background separately. So we can talk about
background. You said background. Yeah, I don't like black.
Yeah, you don't like black. Oh, there's two backgrounds. There is the icon background, and there is a splash screen background. So yeah, we have two more attribute here that you can set.
Mm-hmm.
So the window splash screen background, which is the background of the splash screen window.
This one, yep.
Yep, and then you can set the background color of your splash screen.
Okay, so let's say color primary, which is somewhat set from our experiment last week, but it doesn't exist, which is fun. It doesn't exist.
But it has a preview. So
yep. I think Studio is being very cachy. It's like, oh, I want this color. I know this color. So yeah, it's just a matter of putting it here. Yes. And I also want one for the night mode. For dark mode. Yeah, because otherwise you're going to burn your retinas when you start the app in dark mode.
Wow. Oh, that escalated quickly. I mean, it was like more... I would have accepted something like, because I like night mode, but, when it escalates.
No, I care. Like, this is a digital well-being app. If we're not caring about our users' well-being, then why are we even...
so full of shit.
Yeah, it's probably still too light. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so now we have the primary color there. Anything else we need to set up?
We also have a message.
That's fine. We can one thing I wanted to say is that I kind of defaulted in my workflow when testing the splash screen is I don't run it from Studio. I run it from the command line, and I just do Gradle install debug. And then it doesn't launch the app, so you can just click on it. It saves you from killing it. Oh, we have a background. It's working.
Yeah, it's just the icon is not showing up, but now it is. That's fine.
Cool. I mean, can I say that green is a bit sad, Sebastian?
Can I say shut up, Ivan?
Jesus Christ, this is a very unhealthy, toxic environment. Anyway, I'm running the giveaway, so if you want to win the Angry Pizza stickers, follow the chat and you can type the captain. It's the word that we picked today, and you're gonna enter the giveaway. So keep an eye on the chat and good luck.
So I think we also our color right now is this. I think we need to change it in the code as well, because our source of truth is actually this one. So we need theme light primary. Okay, and we need to change the dark one as well, which is going to be this one instead. Okay.
I need to take my little good night break, so I'm gonna say good
Sure.
night to my son.
Yeah,
Coming back
I'll
in a
keep
sec.
fixing the stuff in the meantime, don't worry.
Yeah, make it work.
No, it will be broken.
So if you hear a yelling baby in the background, that's how adulthood sounds.
Does it?
So, yeah, tell me about it. I mean, but I also have a sleeping dog on my couch. Look at this thing. Can you see the dog? Look at this thing. Oh man. Welcome everybody, and good luck with the giveaway. So keep joining the giveaway. I want to remind you that you can participate from wherever you are. We are shipping stickers all around the world for free. I mean, we use the money that we get from the supporters to print the stickers and ship the stickers. So the more you support, the more swag we can buy. And so this is actually our current coffee goal. If you want to support us, we are planning to buy even more swag, fancier swag, and start giving it away during the stream. So back to the code.
Okay, I have just committed the changes to the theme because that's fine. So what we can do next, I think, is well, maybe I should amend the commit and not do this because that seems like a bad idea.
Pretty much, yes.
Oh, you're back already.
Surprise, surprise. I just say goodbye, good night. I'm like, I don't actually put him to bed. Not today.
Yeah. So I've just oh yeah, I also need to revert this commenting everything out. Whoops. Silly me. So yeah. I'm running install debug like you do, Vadim. You proud?
Ah, perfect. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna, as soon as I can come, I will pat you on the back.
Oh. Maybe I'll see you in
And you
real
can make
life
me a
at
good
some point.
carbonara at
Yes.
some point.
We need to make
Yeah, I
carbonara
mean, like
again.
Sebastiano told me like how to make a proper carbonara. So at one point in our life, we were living in the same city, very small city,
Yeah.
in the countryside of the UK called London.
Yeah.
And
But we were
made the
almost neighbors. Come on, for London standards.
oh yeah, for London standard, we were like living together, basically.
It was
Flat
it was
share.
a 45-minute commute, but it's like we
only.
were together. Yeah. It's like, when I was in Berlin, that's it's like, yeah, you can go with the U-Bahn. It was like, it's gonna take me 1 hour. Yeah, but you can go with the U-Bahn. It was like, how about I drive there, right? And then it was like, great, is not gonna be happy. I can drive an electric car. How about that?
And then Greta's like,
Oh,
And Greta's gonna be like, loop all, and yeah, like, not good, my friend, not good. It's like, yeah, but you're still burning coal.
Okay, so we have the splash screen. Now we still have the problem where we have the start destination thing. So we have our own splash screen as well, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, this is something that also somebody in the chat mentioned, that, when it became kind of mandatory on Android 12, a lot of apps ended up with like a double splash screen. Double splash screen.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's why we hope to make this library to avoid these double splash screens. But Yeah, I know this is an issue, and we have a guide on the developer website to migrate. I think we can also like since we're talking about navigation, I kind of yeah. I mean, we're gonna maybe we can talk about the compose navigation, and then we can talk about like cross-activity navigation, which is still a very common pattern on Android.
Yeah. So what do you say? Well, what do you want to talk about compose navigation specifically? Like,
You're gonna talk about it because
yeah,
you
what
know
do you want me
that
to
was
talk
a deal.
about? What do you
I
want me
you
to
tell
talk
me.
about?
Right. So like we have an issue here, which is we need to set content in directly in Compose, and
Yeah.
on everything happens in set content. While we don't want to draw to keep the splash screen up, so we kind of have an issue here. So we talked about the set visible condition before, which
Yeah.
we need to use in that case. So that's my job to tell you to use the set visible condition, and that's your job to make the condition, basically. And what I'm gonna ask you is, where can we know that your app is ready to draw, and we can switch the condition to false?
Okay. So,
Oh,
wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the gifts. Very, very kind.
Thank you for the gift.
So
Thank you.
what we can do is like we check where like this is what tells us that we are ready to go. So the first thing I would do is get rid of the delay. Sorry, product manager.
Thank you.
We never liked that anyway. So that's gone. And now this is what tells us effectively when we are ready to go. So we can maybe just use the callback here for the splash screen graph. So this one that knows when we are ready to paint something, right? So maybe we can have this one, we can put this one back, and then we can have a variable that is dismiss splash screen, which is false at the beginning, and then we do splash screen dot set keep visible condition, and this will be dismiss splash screen. Okay, and here
So it would be the opposite, right? Like it would be not this being. You need to invert the condition here because it's sure to keep it visible.
all right, yeah. Keep splash screen.
And then you set it to true
yeah.
in that case. No, I mean, dismiss was good. Dismiss false, and then you negate it in the keep condition. That works.
I'm confusing myself with double negations. That's fine. So dismiss is true. And yeah, I need to negate it here. Okay. So this should theoretically work. Let's try and run it.
I like your optimism. So
I mean, I'm kind of playing this because I know whether it works or not. So I'm kind of cheating here. But
so
you came prepared.
We did this
for
before
once.
the onCreate. We keep the splash screen there. So we instantiate the splash screen. We don't dismiss it. So we keep it there. Then we do the onCreate. We do the set content, and eventually we have the splash screen graph. Did we already have it?
Yeah, this was there already. Actually, one thing that we could do to make it even clearer. Right now, the splash screen graph contains like a box that contains an image, blah, blah, blah. That might not be super visible. So what I want to do is I want to make this like, I don't know, red. So that is super visible. It's clear that there's something going on that shouldn't be going on. So let's...
So why did you pick that point specifically to disable the splash activity? The splash screen, sorry.
Because this callback.
So I was a bit.
this callback here is executed as soon as we know whether we should go to one place or the other. Like the splash screen's role is to load that data and then tell us where to go. Essentially, yeah.
Navigate to the next.
Well, yeah, it doesn't navigate itself, but it tells us when it has the data where we should go, and then we navigate elsewhere.
Okay.
So
would it make sense to have the dismiss before the navigation, or is better after the navigation?
This is an animated thing, so
okay.
There's gonna be an animation which is a crossfade, if I'm not mistaken, which is like this one. Yeah. It's a fade in and slide in.
Okay.
But yeah. So I
guess we are gonna just see it, right?
Yeah.
Did you see any red? Did you relaunch it with the red?
I don't think. Yeah, I can see the red very briefly underneath.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't show up in the stream, but that's kind of.
I'm wondering if you can like slow down the animation so we can see it. I don't know if it will work.
Yeah, I can try.
In the developer option.
No, that won't work with compose animations.
Oh, but the splash screen might work because it uses a animator.
Ah, okay. So maybe settings, system. Ugh, it's not enabled.
No. I mean, I could find the command line somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, yeah, should be fine. Developer options and animation scale. There's so many developer options these days.
Yeah,
they could like break them. Is it window or transition or animator?
I think it should be animator.
Yes.
Okay, let's make it 5. Yeah, seems legit. Let me kill the app. Yep. And I also want to swipe it away. And then I open it. Oh,
it's slightly slower.
Yeah, I mean, the animation, I think the problem here is that the animation is slower, so you don't see the red underneath because the animation is slower.
That's even worse. I made it worse.
Yeah, you made it worse.
That's yeah.
But I maybe can make it like faster or turn it off entirely.
We could
0.5. Try let's do.
No, it's gonna be no animations for you.
Nothing.
No.
Boom.
It still was animating. It's still cross-faded. So I don't know. For stop. Yep. Up. Yeah. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah. It did flash red. So that's kind of a problem. And by kind of, I mean that is a problem. Let me do 1x just in case. Let's go back to the normal stuff. Okay, so what is the problem? The problem is that right now what we are doing is we're telling the nav controller to animate, and then we're immediately telling the splash screen, you're done. This is problematic for a pretty obvious reason, which is the animation can take time, will take time, and you don't know how much time that is necessarily. And like one thing you could do is you could like launch, like create a handler, do a post delayed of the duration of the animation, but that's a hack, and it's not. Like it's easy to mess up, especially if you have animations that are different depending on the destination that you're going to. So that's not great. So what you can do instead is what did we do? Do you remember what we did?
Yes, I did. I think we completely. I mean, we removed the transition when the target. I mean, the root source or root target was the splash screen root.
Right. Yes. In fact, yes. I'm just looking at the code. You are correct. So in the case of
Thank you for the sub.
huh?
Thank you for the sub.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, but I'm
Grateful
looking at the
for
code.
you,
I'm
yeah.
not looking at OBS right now. So what we did was we said that if the initial destination route is the nav route dot splash screen blah blah blah. Okay, so if we are coming from the splash screen, then our animation is essentially nothing. There is no concept of no transition animation as far as I can tell, but what you can do is you can use whatever and just put in a duration of 0. So you can use a tween that is long 0. So yep, okay. So this will effectively not animate when you're leaving the splash screen and going into the main content. So that's one thing we did, and we also have to do the same thing for the exit transition. So this is saying when you load the main screen coming or the onboarding coming from the splash screen, that shows up immediately. It doesn't animate in. And at the same time, we need to do the same for the exit transition. So telling it that when we leave the splash screen, then there is effectively no animation leaving that. And that's one way. Also because the splash screen dismissal is animated, right, Vadim?
Yes, sorry, I just took to give that. Yes, the splash screen is animated, so you don't. I mean, the splash screen is in its own window, so there is a window animation plus a view animation on top of it. So yeah, you don't want any animation below that. Although you could customize that. We can talk about that after.
Yeah.
Give me 1 sec. I'm coming back.
Sure. I think something else we did was move this out of here. Just looking at the code we had. So something we tried to do and that we got a bit stuck on is that the navigation controller, and specifically the animated navigation controller, doesn't have a callback that tells you when the transition is done running. So the only thing you can do is, like, there is a listener that you can set. So you can do nav controller dot was it set? No. Add maybe? Yes. So you can add a listener, and this takes a don't remember
Interface.
a destination. Oh, that's the nav controller. Okay. Controller, destination, and a bundle. Okay, and what you can do is you can, instead of having this value here, you can just say, given that the splash screen will navigate away from itself once the loading is done, we can add the destination change listener and just do, like, whenever the
Destination.
Is
not
root,
the splash screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's it. So you are back to the original code that only does, like, this list. This callback only does one thing, which is navigate. And now the fact that we dismiss the splash screen is a side effect of navigating, is not like an explicit action. It's like whenever we navigate away from the splash screen, then the splash screen, the system splash screen shouldn't be showing.
Yeah.
So that's
We
the
have
basic idea.
We have a question from the chat.
Yes.
Afsal is asking, shouldn't that be added in a launched effect?
What should, sorry?
I guess the last bit that we
This one?
added, yeah. Or
no, because this is
the
not
destination
a
listener.
state. Like this is not a state. It's not used by Compose.
Okay. It's just us, basically.
Yeah, I think the comments might be a bit behind on the compared to the stream, because I've done the unused args __ stuff already. So yeah, I don't think we need to use launched effect. I mean, when it was running in here, it was essentially running inside of a launched effect because this callback is invoked inside of a launch effect, but we don't really need that. And I think it's fine this way because this variable is read in the set visible condition, which is not a compose thing. It's just a normal UI stuff, a view stuff. We are not changing anything. The only thing you could do is maybe put this inside of a side effect, but then again, this is not a composable. Like this listener is not a composable, so you cannot put effects in here.
But
that's not going to work.
The whole thing, right? Around the now controller, when you add the listener, can you put the whole listener inside the launched effect, or is
this one the whole thing?
Yeah.
Why? What does that get you?
I'm reading in the chat is they are wondering if the add is gonna be called on every recomposition. I'm trying to interpret.
Right. Yes, that's a good point. Yes. So this is, they are actually correct. I did not think of that, and that is a very good observation.
We love you, people.
Thank you. Yes.
We love you. This is how we like to do things. Mob programming.
Hive mind.
Mob programming
yes.
is the way. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious, man. I'm serious.
Yes,
I love
you
this
are
so much.
correct. 100 Italian points for Afsal.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know. You can add the Italian points if you could.
Well, I'm pretty sure that I have an envelope with their name on it, so they're getting stickers. So that, yep. They are getting.
Can I send an open Bruno?
An open.
I mean,
Kinder Bueno. I don't know. You can try. I don't know if you can ship food around the world.
I think the main problem is that even if you could, it's gonna arrive smashed.
I'm probably gonna eat it right after and won't resist it. So sorry.
Okay, so you just want to send the empty.
Yeah. Like I mean, there is still some inside, but it's gonna be for my stomach.
Fair enough.
Jesus Christ! Can we move on, please? You just people. You are. I mean, I can't. So we're launching this. I saw something on Skype. This is very. I mean, it's like probably 15 frames per hour. So I didn't.
Yeah, it actually looks legit. You don't see the red underneath. So this is this is also kind of like the taking the animation out is also kind of a hack, but at the same time, it is the right thing to do in the sense that you don't want to run animations on the content in your window while the system splash screen is leaving the composition as well. Now, the next thing you could do, now that we know that there isn't red showing up, the next thing you could do is you could say, oh, you know what? I don't need this to be red anymore because whatever, it's fine. I can just assume it's fine. And I can instead maybe put like a progress bar in here just to pretend that if for any reason whatsoever this shows, at least it's like I'm doing stuff. It's like the
Fair enough.
That's, I mean,
UXs
that's
are.
a good point. That's, I mean, our recommendation is to have, like, if you do actually like any network call after, do have some like placeholder in your app that, like, I don't know, I'm thinking about Airbnb, for instance, or even Uber. I think does that, like where you have like the template in gray and you're just
Yeah.
animating.
Yeah.
That's where you should do your network operation.
Yeah, we there is a library to do that in Accompanist, which
There
is
is. I mean, I only
Yeah.
knew the Facebook one, Shimmer. How is it?
yeah Shimmer, but it's placeholder.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. But this is new, right?
If by new you mean it was released at some point last year, then yes.
Well, no, but it was definitely new to me.
Oh
That's fair.
well, to you that's for sure.
I'm just checking if I forgot about this, so this is the
I
first
think
time
we
that
mentioned
I see
it in the past, but we never used it. So
But how does it look? So it's this is one the placeholder basic. So, but do you get also the progress bar for free?
no,
does it
that's up to
work?
you. The only thing that this does
Okay.
is it draws like a shape over your composables. So it takes the bounds of your composable where you apply the modifier and it draws a gray thing over it. That's it. That's all it does.
Wait. So basically, you just add the modifier to whatever you already have.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, this is so cool. Just gonna. How is it called? Placeholder from a company. So I'm adding this to the episode notes. Wow,
Yeah.
thanks, Sebastian. This is
Like
so cool.
theoretically, what you could do.
Is that like a GIF or something? There's also effects.
Yeah, this one. I guess it has like a fading,
Ooh, nice.
Fancy.
similar to Shimmer, I guess.
Wait, let me do it.
Oh
Let me
wait,
do it correctly.
there is also.
Fancy.
Oh god, there's also
Very
Shimmer if you
fancy.
want, which is similar to what the Facebook one does. I'm
That's it.
not too much of a fan of this though.
Yeah, you're not a
It's
fan. I know.
way
I know.
too
That's
be-
not your kind of.
It's too busy. Like there's too many things happening on the screen at the same time. Look at that.
But I wouldn't use the progress bar, to be honest.
Yeah,
No.
I
It's
would
not
just
the progress bar is not the
shimmer
problem.
effect.
Is everything else. So I think this would be fine if you had like one global shimmer that is shared among us, all of them. So like every gray area would have one wave moving through. The fact that everyone
like
has its
one-
own looks kind of like shit.
I agree.
I think that's the technical term for it. Kind of like shit.
Yeah. I wouldn't say
I'm
that.
pretty sure
but-
that Chris Cinco is gonna agree next time that he comes on this.
On Wednesday, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, I'm gonna ask Chris. Do you think that the right term is "it looks like shit"?
No. I said kinda like shit.
Kinda. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's kinda.
It's
shit.
gentler.
Okay. Oh, yes, if you say so. Anyway, I'm gonna just put this in the thank you episode notes.
Yep.
Here you come.
There's also Foundation API and like a Material API. I think that like you would use the Material one for if you use Material, which you probably do, and you would use the Foundation one if you don't, like if you have your custom theme, so you're not using the Material theme, but something else. That's it. Like really, there's all there is to it. It's very easy to use. The point is you would have like, in considering you might have your data flow, which is sending down, the classic LC, so loading, content, or error. While loading is true, the first time, and only the first time probably, you would display dummy items with this placeholder set to true, and then it would show like that. But yeah. as Mark is saying, like Mark agrees on the fact that it would look nicer if it was just one shimmer. Like I think this one is nicer because it's a bit more subtle. I don't know though if there's a way to say put something on top of everything like at once. That might be something that it's hard to do. I'm not sure. I understand this is done this way because it's the straightforward way to do
I
it.
mean, I can imagine the ugly hack where you just put another view on top and you apply the modifier to it. So like,
Yeah, you put another composable, but then you don't know the bounds that need to be gray, right? So
no, but you set you just. I mean, if you have a solid background, you just set the shine to the same color of the background, and you can fake it.
the even uglier solution is to pick a color that is a weird color like magenta or something like that. Use that, take a bitmap and animate on top of that bitmap like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, and
Hey.
drain the batteries.
It's fine. It's not gonna like if you're showing placeholders for more than a couple of seconds, you probably have other problems.
Well, bad network because of low battery. Is that the thing?
I mean, yeah, I guess another nice thing would be to just not do animations if the battery is low. Unfortunately, that's not currently possible, or at least there's nothing built in to Compose.
There was
to
a
do that.
version of Android. There was a version of Android doing that, right? Like I remember.
But do we have?
Yeah. Like PowerSave would do that, but it only changes the system animator duration to 0, which again is not going to impact Compose, because the reason why Compose doesn't respect that is that the system animation scale is not accessible to apps. So it won't work because of that reason.
But do we have an API to check for battery? Because at that point, if you can check the battery and Compose
I'm not
can
saying
react
it
to that,
cannot be done. I'm just saying that it is not there yet. And also I can imagine that depending on the OEM you're on, the behavior might be different. And also if you have or have not enabled battery saver, like all those things, I think you can get all of that, but I don't think it's as trivial as saying, oh, the battery is below 20%. So
like a 5-minute job, pretty sure.
Yeah, which becomes a 2 days job once you start working on it.
Probably two sprints.
Yeah, right? Once you ship it, it becomes a 2 sprints problem, because you then start getting bug reports from all the people with weird OS versions.
We have a million people on this device that we can't buy anywhere because they just sell it in one small region in China that accounts for 100 million people. So
that's it.
Yeah, you don't want to be there.
But yeah, I think
ship it.
I think we are done. I mean, this works. It's not perfect. There's still a lot of things that could be better, like the fact that we have to do this stuff is not great. I think, as Vadim, you were mentioning earlier, you're trying to work out better integration with other Jetpack libraries. I think navigation would be a fairly obvious one, because you probably want to have this built in, because it's a very common problem to have, right?
No, it is. Yeah, it's very right. That should be like that should be a one-liner, ideally, and I think it's totally doable.
Nice.
Like I just also wanted to say how I mean, quickly explain how you could do that just in the activity word, because a lot of people ask me. But basically, when you have a splash screen activity and you navigate to another one, what you want is to also use a set keep visible condition, but you never return false. You always keep it to true, and then you navigate to your other activity. And you don't even set the content view. You just do nothing. You navigate away. And the thing is, while the activity is visible, the keep visible condition will be evaluated. So it's fine. It won't show anything. And as soon as the new activity comes in and start to draw, the splash screen will be dismissed. So you can navigate behind the splash screen.
So when you do start activity, the splash screen is automatically dismissed if you're in the same task, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I mean, even if you switch task, I mean, here it start to be a little more complicated. But in the same task, yes, as long as your first activity doesn't do anything, then you're good. Just like the easy way is just to set keep visible condition and always return true. And it will automatically be removed once the activity goes away.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, Vadim.
You're welcome.
I would have probably never been able to do this correctly by myself.
Well, I can give you for sure.
This
is so good.
One thing I wanted to I mean, of course, there's like a little more feature. There's like the animated icon, and then there is you can set a background behind your icon. There's like one more attribute to this. I think I gave you a link before in our Skype chat. I can copy it actually. I can just do it myself. Let's see. Yes. So I have a sample here that basically covers a lot of cases. Yeah, because I'm like one of the. So you can't use Lottie directly in the splash screen, but you can kind of fake it, where like you have two screen. Yeah, you can see here. We have basically a two-stage animation. The first stage is an AVD that is running on the splash screen, and then we switch to fake splash screen, which is integrated in the library. And then you can run your Lottie animation there. You just need to be sure that they are aligned.
The AVD is the pie that is rotating, and whenever the rotation stops, it goes to the other activity that has Lottie, right?
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
And then you can do all sorts of animation there. Like one thing you could imagine that I was doing in my test was like you can scroll down the splash screen and kind of synchronize the content to scroll up. You can have a lot of nice effect. You can do some clip reveal like we do here. So you can customize the animation that is running when the splash screen is dismissed.
I love that it goes to a cat.
A cat, yeah. It's my cat.
Is it? Yeah, it's your cat.
You can replace it with feet.
Yeah.
The theme of if we did this sample, it would be feet. So Mark would be happy.
Yeah, that's an inside joke. But so before we forgot, we have a commit message name that somebody claimed. So let's not forget that we need to commit this
Captain
stuff.
Vadim one, because I've used that already.
For a commit.
Yep.
Is it like a commit message?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect. So if
it's there.
Nobody claims another commit message, we are good to go. Whatever, fit for the win. Yes. Sebastian, feel free to pick whatever you like. In the meantime, last call for the stickers. So if you want to join the giveaway, I'm gonna give you one more chance to type captain, and then after Sebastiano pushes, we can run the giveaway.
Can I play as well?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you have to play. You're not gonna get more chances than anybody else, unfortunately.
Maybe.
But yeah. But
no, fair.
You can definitely. We are fair people.
We're fair.
And I wrote it in French with an exclamation mark, so like maybe I get more chances like this.
Yeah, super chances. You get super chances.
You wrote it so French, you even put a space between the word and the exclamation mark. Well done.
Of course.
Missing a few accents. I remember when I knew some French, because I lived in France for a couple of years. So I studied French because, I needed to communicate with the rest of my environment. But then I moved to Germany. So
and they don't speak English there.
French is like Italy. Either you speak our language or you can go fuck yourself. So I was like, either French or you can starve. Okay.
Yep.
So you can probably come up with a sentence to buy food at some point.
Baguette.
Yeah, well, I mean, fair enough. Croissant, probably I can do also croissant. But yeah, Germany was a bit more. I mean, Berlin was a bit more English friendly. But
Even I
still.
think people want stickers.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I mean, these people. I mean, you know, like let's run the giveaway. Pano chocolate, bellissimo. Fabio, congratulations for
Yay! Congrats, Fabio.
winning the stickers. Congrats. I'm gonna just prepare like a nice little package and send you. We have you are a subscriber. You also get the fancy holo. Look at this holo angry pizza, and we get also other. You get also other small gifts that everything is gonna come in the envelope. So fingers crossed. It's gonna come with like normal airmail, so it's gonna probably take a moment, but it's gonna come.
I hope
Free
it's
of
electric mail.
Yes, it's yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's low environmental impact. It's a pigeon. A pigeon is gonna just fly you the envelope.
Might be
it
covered in
can't get
shit by
greener
the
than
time
that.
it gets there, but it's fine.
Yeah, come on. You're just gonna have. No, we don't do an NFT. Just drop it. No, we don't do that. Greta is
Sorry.
not happy.
Yeah.
That thing is killing our planet.
You know what we need? We need like a GIF of Greta that shows up in the chat every time someone mentions the N word.
like a bot, you know, like just monitoring the chat for any crypto shit. But I just saw the Mad Demon commercial. And I was like, what the fuck? Did you see it?
Yes.
I was like, what the why? There's no sense. There makes no sense. Anyway,
they have enough money to pay Matt Damon to promote crypto bullshit. That's
the
TLDR.
That says a lot. So I love this. I'm definitely gonna give it another shot in my pet project. So Vadim, thank you for
Awesome. Thank you.
pointing out that I shouldn't be doing what I do with splash screens. Also, how I should probably do it. That's also always nice to learn how to do proper things, even if you're like an old dog. New tricks, you can learn new tricks. And Sebastiano, thank you a lot as well for typing and coding and building and screaming and not screaming at the compiler.
There wasn't much to scream. We were we were lucky.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
It was a chill.
I tried to break shit, but it didn't really break properly. I don't know. I'm sure I'm gonna break more stuff on Sunday.
Yeah, what do we do on Sunday, Sebastiano?
I definitely know by heart. I'm not looking at the.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, we have Nick Rout from the Material team, and he's gonna be talking with us about Material 3 and in particular Material U. So if you have questions about Material U,
Jesus Christ,
then you can come to our stream on Sunday and you can ask all the questions that you want to ask.
And you can use the Material U attribute in the splash screen, so your splash screen is themed as the launcher.
Right. Yeah, that's something we haven't done, but
that's why I'm saying you can do much.
Yeah, no, I think the problem for us is that the dynamic thing. No, maybe it would work. I don't know. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Bye. No, I'm joking.
Beautiful people. I wish you a good evening and a good day for people on the other side of the world. Vadim, thank you again. Sebastiano, thank you again.
See ya.
Bonne soirée.
Au revoir, Vadim. À bientôt.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, Vadim. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.